a little bit of a segue. This brings me to a conversation I was having with some friends of mine the other night, which is about movies. And I was just thinking, I was like, you know what? Like, forget that Sora is going to replace movies. AI generation of movies is going to replace movies altogether. There aren't going to be movies. There's not going to be movie houses. There's not going to be movies. There's not going to even going to be Netflixes. There's not going to be anything like that, in the sense that there's not going to be like, oh, did you see this movie? It's really cool that, you know, so and so actor is in, or oh, this, you know, director did whatever. It's going to be more like YouTube. It's just going to be spam of tons of movies and tons of content, because they're all going to be just prompts that generate the movie that you watch, and you just download the prompt and you put it into your AI video generating thing on the TV that's going to the cloud, that's going to stream in real time this movie being generated strictly from a prompt. And it's going to be so much fun, because you will be able to make the movie that you want to watch and watch it in real time and have it be the exact same quality as like the latest Marvel Avengers movie that's coming out. That's the level of craziness that we're going to get to, and it's not far. I mean, people are saying less than 10 years. I bet you're going to start seeing beta versions of this in less than 3 years, where you'd be like, hey, I want to watch a comedy sci-fi film that has action like a Marvel Avengers movie, but the drama of Benjamin Button. I don't know why it's in my movie. And I want the soundtrack to be ICP. And, you know, it's like you'll be able to say all as simple of a prompt as just that, and go into amazing detail. You can give it an entire storyline and then feed it into that prompt, and then it will generate that video for you, and you'll be watching that movie live, right? So it's not like you're going to have to sit there and type the prompt, wait for the whole movie to be generated, and then watch the movie. It will, just like we were showing with the audio, right? So Suno.com, where it generates audio, you just put in there and it makes music for you. What it does is, as soon as it's ready, it will start streaming, and as it's streaming, it will just be continuously generating on the fly. So you'll be able to basically say, hey, here's a prompt, and then instantly that movie is going to start streaming to you in real time, being generated on the fly. So what you're going to see is not movies being shared everywhere to watch and paying tickets to go see it. What you're going to see is just prompts being tailored around. Be like, hey, look, if you throw this prompt into here with this AI image movie generating tool, whatever, you're going to be able to see this movie. And then people will record them and then put them online for others to share. Like, hey, check out this cool movie that I made. And it's going to be amazing. So you will be able to be the next future director, producer, movie star. You could put yourself in the movies. How rad's that going to be? Then would you take this and tie it into, oh, well, where are we going to be with AR and VR? Well, that's going to be exciting too, right? So now you're going to have real-time movie generation of a movie you want, in as much detail or as little detail as you want, with a headset where you can watch it in real time as if you're in the movie, and you can even make yourself the action star of the movie. Now, if we combine that with what we just saw in Doom, which is the video game being generated frame after frame, but there's one key thing here. There's a player of that game, right? So there's someone controlling Doom Guy to run around and shoot things and go through the walls and find the keys. Add that to real-time movie generation of a prompt you give it. So now you're not just watching a movie, you are the movie. You have your VR goggles on, you're interacting with the movie that's happening. As you turn to look over here, it's generating what it thinks should go there. You move your arm up this way to do something, to grab an apple off a tree, and apple comes off into your hand. You have a blaster and you start shooting. You can now be a part of these crazy films that you're making. So I don't think we're going to have necessarily just a complete replacement of the movie industry. We're going to have a completely new genre of entertainment, which is going to be interactive video games and movies melded together. So you want to watch a movie, you can sit there and watch it, or you can also choose to interact with it. Almost like kind of like a Ready Player One, but you get to determine what it is that you want to watch and what you do. Things are going to be so crazy and so much fun coming up here soon once we get this compute power thing figured out, that it's going to destroy industries, but it's going to create an entire new world of creative projects. The only thing is that kind of scares me, though, is that it's going to further dumb down everyone in the world. So to get where we are now, right, to have these amazing movies that we all know and love, we had people that dedicated their lives into just lighting. We've had people that dedicated everything that they do into CG to create models, 3D models that look cool. Artists that generate the characters and the landscapes and the storylines. And people have been, just that their lives have been poured into just creating this one script for a movie, and it's so great and it's so amazing because the creativeness that they put in there. So AI, as of right now, and for a while, it will not be able to create anything new. It will only be able to learn what is already out there. So if you're like, hey, I want to play a Western game or watch a Western movie, it can do that because Westerns exist. But that whole something new aspect, it can't do. So that's where we're going to need people to keep creating new things, but you're not going to really be incentivized anymore. Like, why would you dedicate your life to doing something if AI is just going to rip it off and steal it and you lose it all? It doesn't make any sense. So we're going to have a severe brain drain because also people have to learn crazy amounts of code and development to build video games. People have to spend their lives to become like these amazing directors and make all these other movies, to learn all the nuances and working with actors and real people and everything. So it's like, and these artists and the creative writers, like, they've spent all this time to learn how to create and develop these new artistic mediums, and then AI just rips it off instantly. So what's going to happen next? Is anyone going to spend their life learning how to write the best screenplay or art and character art and development when it's just going to be consumed and then they get no credit and it's taken from them? This is where I think there's going to be a huge debate, but debate or not, it's coming. It's going to happen. It's all going to be replaced. The question is, how are we going to get new content? How are we going to get new art? How are we going to get that new, not just necessarily like from a graphic standpoint, but just art in general, any form of an artistic expression of a new thought? How are we going to get that? They're going to be closely held, regarded secrets, and maybe that's kind of where the movie industries and the new industries are going to be, is it's just that they hire all the smart people to come up with these new creatives, but they're somehow locked down so no one else can get it. How that's going to happen, I have no idea.